Well, good morning, everybody. It's about 6. Nope, just kidding. It's about 5:30 right now. As you can see, we're out here on Deep Creek, Maryland. Biggest lake in Maryland. I actually brought the kayak out here. I'm out with my girlfriend on vacation, staying in a nice little house up there off the dock. But at the kayak. Hopefully they're known for a lot of smallmouth in here. They have a decent amount of walleye, perch, and even some largemouth, so just gonna figure out what bites. There's a lot of rocky shores. The water's pretty clear. It's super calm right now, but probably gonna try a little bit of top water and go along these rocky shores out here. Got the rattling Ned tied on, start, little finesse. Classic smallmouth. Also got a nice jig tied on back here, and then a little whopper plopper for some top water, so we'll see how it goes. The rock bass. Oh, finally on the board with a nice little rock bass. Oh, you son of a... I was really worried about getting snagged over that branch, so I was heading up in there. It turns out you had a little fishy on. Alright, so quick timeout. Basically up until this point in the video, up until I lost that last smallmouth that you just saw, I was mainly targeting smallmouth and doing a lot of finesse fishing. I brought one finesse rod with me on the trip, silly mistake, and then literally a couple casts after I lost that one fish, I got snagged and somehow managed to snap my rod in half. And although my efforts were strong with the duct tape, it was not really enough to get this back in the game, full go. So yeah, so mostly how I do my smallmouth fishing is pure finesse fishing, and not really having this rod kind of threw a wedge in that plan. So basically from here on out in the video, I mainly switched my tactics up to trying to catch pike. So see that here. There's a lot of weeds. I don't know if you can see down through the water, but it's pretty clear and you can see a lot of weeds down through there. So the strategy here is just to try to pull the spinner bait right along top of that where this pickerel and pike like to hide. Try to pull one out and come up to attack it. Just staying right on top of that weed line. Ambush predators. Again, doing a little fast, stop, let it sink. And a lot of times, like that one that I just caught, you hit it on the fall after that stop. It seems pretty shallow all throughout here, so I'm not going to be going right at the shore. It's off a little point up here back in a little cove. Hopefully it's a good ambush point. Some big boys waiting. No way. No way. No. No. Well, that right there is exactly why. You should probably use your net. Not sure if that was a pickerel or a little pike, but I mean that's what we're out here after, so that was awesome. That's the first time I've ever even got my hands on one of those species, and man, that was sweet. I wish I could have grabbed them. I mean, I'm sure you probably saw that fiasco, but boy, those are some slimy dudes. He popped off the hook as soon as I got him in the boat here, and yeah, he's flipping around everywhere. I was just tossing this little chartreuse spinner bait off of this down tree pile here. And I was doing like a fast slow retrieve, let it sink down, drop down in the grass beds outside there, and I was just about to the boat and he popped out of nowhere. I could see him hit it. That was sick. Yeah, so hopefully you guys could see that enough. Probably got fish slime all over the boat, so we'll get back out there and try to actually. These pike, you'll know when they hit. They come out, they hit hard. So you'll be pulling through some weeds, but that's the good thing about spinner baits is you don't get caught up on too much and you can usually pull right through them. But when it's a hit, you'll know it. A lot of leisure boaters out here. There's nothing wrong with that, but it makes for kayaking a whole lot of fun. So I'm gonna try to head back up this way. There's some little coves back in there and little inlets that you can try to get out of and get away from the. Got one. Well, didn't really expect that to hit, but it's a new species. Probably use that as bait for nice little perch. Pretty colors. Sent back on his way. Man, that thing hit hard. I could have swore that was like a pike. Hungry little guy. That spinner's just about as big as him. Another species. Got one. Come here. There we go. That's what we're after. Nice pickerel. Calm down. There you have it. That's what we want there. Another pickerel. Teeth on that guy. Slimy boys. Alright, say goodbye. Send them back. There it goes. Again on the, another one on the, wow, he messed up my spinner bait. Look how badly that thing got bent. That'll be fun to straighten out, but it's worth it. We got one. I'll paddle back out here so you guys can see what we were fishing in. You can see down there, there's just a ton of weeds. Which again, what we're targeting is just going to those weed beds and floating the spinners right along the top. And he executed perfectly. He hit the worm. Perch and a pickerel.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Man, don't tell Dad, he's gonna get out on the time.
I know.
Oh.
All right, Caden. A perch and a pickerel. So real quick, just to talk about what was working for me and if you guys want to try similar tactics. So with the pike, when I was trying to target the pike, this was the big winner right here that got most of it done for me. It's just, I think it's a Strike King spinner bait. It has this trailer hook, which if you take anything from me, I highly recommend getting your spinner baits with trailer hooks because I think that's what all my hookups were on. I say all of them, my two, plus the perch, I guess. But then I really like willow blades just because they give off a ton of shine compared to the Colorado and whatnot. I tried, or the ones I caught were on the chartreuse color, sexy shad. I tried a more natural, like bluegill pattern just because it was such a clear watered lake, but at the end, all of my catches came on that color spinner bait. I tried that color and a chatterbait as well with no luck, and I also tried a big bluegill swim bait with no luck. Smallmouth, I didn't get much of the smallmouth filmed. A lot of the smallmouth we caught were just off the dock, like late at night with me and my girlfriend's out pool fishing, so I didn't really have my GoPro with me, unfortunately, but a lot of the hits and the rock bass I caught were on this little young dinger right here. It's the mini, it's like 4-incher dinger. It's got the little chartreuse neon tip on it, but just wacky rigged it, and it's one of my biggest go-to for smallmouth fishing. Then lastly, the other one that I was catching them on was Magoogan Baits, the Rattlin' Ned. I just got the watermelon plate color. It's just pretty natural. Just use like basically a weighted jig head to hold it, and you got the little rattle in it. It's pretty small, but yeah, smallmouth seem to love it. So thanks for watching again. Be sure to subscribe and like the video, and catch you next time.